Hi guys, Johnny and Mr. Forexfire. So today is the 19th of January. It is around about 20 to 2 UK time in New York. I'm just going to share the screen. In New York, it's approximately around about 20 to 9 in the morning, just before the New York Open. And I haven't gotten in on a trade, but I set a trade up, okay? So as you're aware, okay, we normally do the midnight of New York, okay? I've got this down as New York here. It's the New York time, so I'm 5 hours ahead of New York, and we've set up a previous daily low, a previous daily high, and the previous New York kill zone, okay, open of the kill zone, which was here, okay, and you'll see where the green is on there. I've got a 50% of the previous day, so it's a low high. That's a 50%. I've got the London low, so during the London hours, the London was down here when the London had opened, and then I've got a 5-year M reset through the night. Now, as we go down in time, we've now come into New York time on the kill box, okay, and we've had a swoop of the 5-year M reset. Now, what I've done is I've come below on the stop loss below the London low, and I've got the previous day high as a target area. Now, it doesn't have to be the previous day high. You can go for any one of these other areas. So if we went for the first area, there's like a 1-to-1 there on the 50% of the previous day. If we were going for the New York Open on the previous day, it's a 1-to-2 just about. But the previous day high could give around about a 1-to-4. At the moment, as the target goes, if I just put this a bit further down into here, where we're at the moment, we'll probably return just under a 1-to-1. Again, I haven't taken any trades today for a couple of reasons. One, my normal trading business time, I don't normally trade Fridays. And as you can see, I've had my bloods taken the day from the doctors with the meds that I'm on. So I've come back and I thought, I'm back in time for the start of the New York Open on a Friday. Yes, this is the account, the paper trading that I've got from starting the other day, but we grew it to around about $150 of profit. Took a couple of hits yesterday because I was trying some things, but I was using proper risk management. And at the moment, I've gone back to basics with regards to the ICT concept model. And I've entered this today on this particular pair. Okay. Now, what I want to do is, I'd like to say, I'm not taking a trade today. I'm just marking up and seeing what happens. So I'm going to pause the video. I'll come back on as it gets towards 3 p.m. when my kids are going to come back in, and we'll see what this has produced. But it's clicked in on an entry very nicely to the fact that it's coming more or less down to the 5-year M reset on the UK time, more or less a wick entry. Okay, we don't have to target the previous day high. Just remember that the areas that I mentioned, or the areas that I see that we could target, is obviously if I just get the eye, it'll be a target area for here. We would have possibly, would we go to the next area, which would be nice, and get the damn thing on, possibly on there. And the star prize, in all honesty, would be the full lot. Okay, so let's just see what it gives. Let's just see if it does actually come in any of these areas, and we'll come back at 3 o'clock and we'll find out, guys. Hi guys. Now, further to what I'm obviously forward testing and doing with this sort of stuff, what I want to start looking at is obviously one of the concepts that ICT goes over is the fact that obviously he says about putting the stop underneath your fair value gap or the swing. I mean, I've been doing it via the swing. So this at the moment would be a 1-to-4.6 return, okay? Based on the fact that it does go to the previous daily high. again, we could possibly target the previous New York kill zone or the 50% of the previous day. Now, if I was to, let's say, if we went below where the fair value gap was, I'm just going to get rid of that. This is where we're looking at for the fair value gap. Now, I will go underneath the candle of the where the area is, let's see, okay, where this area is here to at the time. That was the fair value gap, okay? Now, we came in, we've mitigated into that beautifully, as you can see now. If I was to put a line there, okay, and I'm just going to put, like I see it, from that candle there along here, okay? Now, you can see we are around about 1 to 16, okay? Now, I'm just going to highlight back out. You can see on here, I've done it to the candle just below the fair value gap. So, yes, it's only a 6 pip stop, but if we were going to the first high, which it looks as if it's just about to do, where the eye is, it's the 50% of the previous, that's just under a 1 to 4. Now, if it went to the next area, which is the New York kill zone, it's a 1 to 7. And if we go to the very top end, like I say, it's nearly a 1 to 16, you know. So what we've got here, I'm just going to put as a text, sell below FVG. Let's get rid of that. Plus PRV candle, okay? Now, what I want to do, I want to put that on the bottom. I'm going to put that in black, and I'm going to make it bold, okay? This in itself, the stop, I'm going to put onto here. But this here, like I said, this here, I'll just put a call out bit. If I can just remember where we are. Call out. That line there is that, okay? So, computer's going a bit daft. So what we're looking at, get this, just bear with me, guys. Must be my, so what we're looking at is obviously, this would be where I would possibly have this stop. What's along here? The original entry obviously would have been from here, with the stop around about there, and we're targeting possibly up to here. And we were on around about a 1 to 4.74 on this. Again, obviously, we've had it touched from that. When I get this fair value gap shaded in. We've entry, okay, so we've got a 1 to 15, a 1 to 16 to obviously the swing low on here would be the 1 to just under 1 to 5. I'll pause the video, we'll see where we'll go to up till 3 p.m. Right, guys, so it is now just before 3 p.m. And just to roll back on what I was saying, okay, I haven't took an entry, but we have marked up a chart and gone back to the basics on what I was learning. The higher target was a previous daily high. We could go for a secondary target of the previous New York kill zone open from the other day previous. And we just get that in. That was this here. That was the open, okay. And then the 50% of the previous day is the previous day low, previous day high up on the top. This is 50% between this and this. So that's the halfway point. That will be your first target area. It looks as if we're going to go on to hit that. Again, looking at numbers on the board, if we had taken what the trading plan is and just put the SL after the fair value gap, which is here, which is why we've got this line here. This first trade, once it hits this, would give a 1 to 3.5. Okay. Again, doing the wider stop to the swing, it would give around about just over a 1 to 1. Okay. If we go at the secondary line and the structure holds from the fair value gap, it will be a 1 to 729. On the swing low from the fair value gap, it will be a 1 to 235. If we went on to the star prize, which is at the top, we are looking around about a 1 to 4.47. On the fair value gap stop, it's going to be nearly a 1 to 15. It's just over a 1 to 14.5, you know. So what I'll do is I'll stop the video on there, and then what I'll do is I'll update the areas that I post this into. Okay, so if I post on my Facebook wall, I'll post the chart update in the comments on there. If I upload this onto YouTube, I will then post the video obviously onto YouTube, but I'll post the chart update onto the YouTube comments as well. But again, we've got two areas with regard to the trading plan. We had the liquidity grab here, which was the midnight of the 5 AM reset. We got a displacement to the upside coming above here, and then we left behind that fair value gap. So I'm testing two areas of entry, obviously on the fair value gap, and then the stop is just below the swing. But I'm also testing the fair value gap entry, which again, this doesn't look as if it's entered here, but we're counting it from here, remember. And the SL is just after the FVG, which you can see here, SL after FVG, below the previous candle swing. Okay, so we've got two possibles of a 1 to 4.74 for the cautious side of trading, for the like I say, the more cautious approach, or we are testing the bigger risk to reward. Obviously, you're going to find you'll probably get stopped out a few more times, but we'll see where we go here, depending on the big price of 14.62. But again, remember, we are aiming for previous daily 50%, the previous daily kill zone open, or the bigger price, the previous daily high. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. It is now just after 10 AM in New York. That's the first hour of the New York Open traded. It is now 3 PM UK time, and I've got the kids coming in from school and the wife come back from work. So I'm going to close this video off, and I'll keep everybody updated. Okay, guys. But so far, a great entry. Again, one more time on the bottom of here, I'm not going to trade Fridays. Maybe I should have gotten in on that trade because we will be in some good profits onto this account. But again, we're forward testing this on the paper trade of a 10K account. Okay, guys, I shall see you all later on.